I think Julian has the problem of thinking that he is better with everything than everyone else. So he's better with a couple of things than everyone else, and I would totally agree to that, but not with all of it. And he just feels too much that in this hierarchy that he has created in his mind, he is on top, and he doesn't have to answer to anyone. He doesn't feel that he needs to take criticism from anyone, and that's just not a good perspective for working in a collaborative project. And if you do not accept criticism from people that have worked with you for years, that have the same interest as you do, where you can trust that they have the same interest, and if you're so paranoid that you start mistrusting these people, like he did with me, then how can you resolve your issues? You can't. I think Julian also always thinks he's in control, and that actually is a problem, because he wouldn't notice if someone was playing him, I think. So I don't know if he has been manipulated. I don't know who else he's talking to. So there's some people, obviously, like Israel Shamir in Sweden now, that seems to have been involved with Wikileaks for 3 years. And I think that's a pretty strange, and that's not a character I would want to be involved with. Julian asked him to help with a project. He knew that Israel Shamir was an anti-Semite and a Holocaust denier, yet he still believed that Israel would be a good addition to the Wikileaks project. Well, I think he felt bad for Bradley Manning. At least that's what he said. But then again, we had pledged for some support of Bradley Manning, and that support really didn't happen until very recently. Even today, I think, you see, there's much more talk about Julian's personal problems, legal problems in Sweden, for example, than there is talk about Bradley Manning, who is in a way more difficult situation. And if Bradley Manning was the whistleblower for all these files, he should actually be defended very broadly by Wikileaks and by all sorts of partners and contacts that we had. So I know that Julian was on a mailing list for the Bradley Manning Support Network, and I was on that mailing list too. And he sort of relied that the Bradley Manning Support Network would take care of all these issues. I mean, internally he told us always that he is organizing lawyers and that he's working on everything, and that we shouldn't question him about it, that we shouldn't ask him about any detail. But he never did anything, basically. And that's what people tell me today that are supporting Bradley Manning. They haven't, apart from $10,000, I think, that were now donated, they have not received any support from Julian on this. No, he haven't said that. And that actually is very bad to hear, that if he has said something like this to other people. So that should not be the stance. You shouldn't take this position. And after all, when he started this, the negotiations with Spiegel and New York Times and The Guardian about the publication of this material, he had promised these 3 newspapers that he would take care of protecting those informants. So he would take care of redacting the material in a proper fashion. And that's what he actually even did not do. And until 4 days before the publication, he didn't even care to tell us. So I got the impression that he didn't have much of an interest to live up to this promise. But on the other hand, I don't know if he felt that these people would deserve it. I think he just didn't care.